Jerry Eddy. I'm from Nottoway County. I'm a junior slash academic senior kinda, and I am a long snapper.
What is your favorite part about playing football at Bridgewater?
Just all the people I've met. I used to be very quiet. I had this kid who was my neighbor my freshman year. Never really talked to him, and I really took a couple months for me to come out of my shell. But knowing all the guys on the football team kind of helped me do that.
What made you decide to come to Bridgewater?
Well, for me, it was really a toss-up between here and Longwood. They both had similar degrees for what I wanted to do, but I got an email from Coach Clark, and he said I could play football, and I really like playing football, so I ended up coming here instead of Longwood. Plus, Longwood's too close.
Tell me about your childhood and home life.
I had a good childhood. I grew up with both my parents in the house. I have a twin brother. We pretty much did everything together. My parents were really involved in making sure I got to do kind of what I wanted. I've been playing sports since I was 4 or 5 years old, and I haven't stopped. I played 3 sports in high school, 3 sports in middle school, the whole nine. I would call it normal childhood for where I live. Just hang out, do what I was told, go do kind of when I started getting older. My parents gave me a little leeway, could start doing what I kind of wanted a little more. It was good.
Describe that a little more. Where you lived.
Where I lived.
Describe your hometown. The environment you grew up in.
So Nottoway is a very rural, small town, similar to Bridgewater. Crew has at most 5,000 people living in it. At most, that's my hometown. It was just small, close-knit, everybody knew everybody. So, most people knew who I was because our biggest thing in our high school was sports. So if pretty much you knew a sport, everybody in town knew you. And being the fact I played 3, I would have people come up to me at work and be like, "Oh, aren't you that kid that, is playing football at Bridgewater?" Or, "Aren't you that kid who qualified for states? Oh, how's your knee doing?" I told them ACL, that kind of stuff.
And how did this affect you growing up?
It was nice. I really, gave me a support system that if I didn't play a sport, I wouldn't have as much. You still have your teachers and stuff, but you only see your teachers so much in high school. It's not like they have office hours or anything like that. So, it just gave me another support system that I could lean on, and everybody got behind me and believed in me, and that's, I think, is a big reason why I made it to the next level.
Who were some of your biggest influences growing up?
My dad. So, when my dad was in high school, he was getting D1 offers to play college football. He was an O-lineman, 6'4", 250, 260, the whole nine. He told me he benched 500 in high school. So he was really the biggest reason why I wanted to take the next step, because he didn't get the opportunity to play college football because his coach kind of screwed him over. But ever since when I made it to varsity football and I was told that I was the best lineman that we had as a junior, I knew that I had a chance. I just took it and ran with it.
Talk to me about your current role on Bridgewater college football team.
So I am one of the more, not really experienced, but the specialist who's kind of been here and dressed out with the team the longest. So I kind of take a leadership role, you could say. I kind of just hang around. I lead by example. I really just do everything I'm asked. I try to be, work cooperative with everybody. I'm a backup long snapper. I've dressed for all 3 years since I've been here. Very few games I haven't dressed for. But I'm just kind of a leader, kind of, I guess you could say, for the specialists.
And talk to me a little bit more about your experience as a long snapper.
It's not really much to say about it, considering we don't really have as intensive practices as the other positions do. So a typical practice for us is we get out there, a couple of us usually get out there 30, 25-ish minutes early and warm up a little more and start snapping, because usually we'll have a kicking period right after flex, and we want to make sure that we're prepared and able to do what we need to get done. Um, yeah, I mean, it's not what I expected when I came in because I had a high school coach who played here, and he told me that one time during his first camp as a freshman, he had to get carted off the field on a gator because he was so out of shape. But he was also an O lineman. We don't have as intensive practices, so I mean, it's really just reinforcing what I knew how to do in high school and adding a little bit to my, I don't know, repertoire or skill, whatever you want to call it.
What are your career goals and aspirations?
So I don't remember if I said, I'm an HES major, health and exercise science. I want to go into PT, physical therapy. Looking at grad schools now. Yeah, just physical therapy. I wanted to do it since the summer of my junior year of high school because I tore my ACL. I went to my first day of physical therapy, and I actually enjoyed going to physical therapy, and I was like, I could see myself doing this. Plus, I want to work with athletes a little more, and I like helping other people. So I mean, it's kind of a gateway into my next step.
And how has, if at all, how has football played into these goals?
I mean, I've developed certain skills that will help me in grad school and in the real working world. Like I said earlier, being able to communicate with people, the leadership role that I've taken, being able to kind of manage situations, like on and off the field, whether it be, telling somebody, hey, like, we need to step it up, or, stuff like that. And I feel like as a physical therapist, that's really helpful because if you have a client who's not really doing what they're supposed to be doing, somebody really needs to be there and be like, oh, hey, like, you're not going to get better if you don't do this. So it's in your best interest to do what you need to do so you can get back out on the field and do what you want to do. Or, if you're not an athlete, being able to go back and live a normal life, a semi-normal life.